What up? It's your boy Rick De Niro, and you're now tuned in to Rickology Media, where you can find the latest in music, entertainment news, and black culture. My only request is that you hit that like and subscribe button on the way in so we can get this shit jumping. Because if they're going to record it, I'm going to report it. Bitch, don't shoot the messenger. Yeah. What up? It's your boy Rick De Niro, and listen, man, we about to talk about this David James character, all right? AKA the man who used to bring Diddy his room temperature Ciroc, and now he finds himself center stage in one of the wildest federal trials in hip-hop history. If you don't know him, you're about to know him today, all right? So David James was Diddy's personal assistant from about 2007 to 2009, a time when Bad Boy was less about music and more about mayhem. Picture this. You're clocking into your job, right? The first thing HR tells you is, this is Mr. Combs' kingdom. We are all here to serve in it. No, sir, this is not a job. That's a cult with bottle service, okay? According to James, Diddy once said about Cassie, she's young, she's moldable, I got her right where I want her. Sir, that is not mentorship, that's psychological manipulation with a mink coat, okay? James said Cassie confided in him, saying she felt trapped, broke, under Diddy's control. Diddy ran her money, her career, her housing, and allegedly even her personal relationships. I guess he was more like her label, landlord, and low-key prison ward, okay? So we about to see why this guy, David James, is snitching on him and what he had to say, okay? So this is coming straight from Inner City Press, right? Real-time documented shit, all right? So we starts off with Diddy's lawyer. It says, we oppose David James testifying about the incident with Suge Knight. He's going to mention D-Rock. D-Rock was Biggie's friend. They said that's decades ago, not relevant. The judge says, seems you are previewing your cross. Witness personal assistant Dave James takes the stand. The judge says, good morning, welcome back. Courtroom deputy, we are missing 4 jurors. It may be the subways. Judge says, okay, we'll reconvene. Okay. Jurors have belatedly arrived. Okay. AUSA says, what about physical violence between Mr. Combs and Cassie? Did you personally observe it? David James says, no, I did not. AUSA says, do you remember a blog post? David James says, yes. I was in LA when he came back from a club. AUSA, what did Mr. Combs say? David James, that someone was lying on him, saying he hit Cassie at the club. He went through my browser history. No one had ever done that to me. AUSA, did Mr. Combs give you instructions about Cassie? David James, to bring her food at the London hotel, some Roscoe's. AUSA, what is Roscoe's? David James, some delicious fried chicken in Los Angeles. AUSA, what did you do for Mr. Combs in New York? David James, I'd bring him applesauce, Jell-O, Fiji water, his toiletry bag with ointments, just for men. We bought 40 items so he wouldn't call us later. I'd get a key, like at the Trump International. David James, I'd set up the medicine bag and the personal LV bag. AUSA, what was in it? David James, a Viagra, damn, ecstasy, perks. Now your boy Diddy was staying rock hard. Ping got real strong, you hear me? That nigga popping Viagra, ecstasy, perks. Oh yeah, he trying to take something down, all right? AUSA, how did you go about replenishing these supplies? David James, I'd use my personal credit card. Bad boy paid me back. So he had them using their personal shit. Interesting. Hey, USA, who paid you back? David James. Usually Bonds. Bonds, that's Diddy's old security. I think he gonna end up taking a stand too. USA, hey USA, did Mr. Combs ever stay alone in the hotel? David James, never. Usually Cassie, sometimes other women. Hey USA, did he ask you for things during a stay? David James, he texted me for an iPod or food. Hey USA, did anything strange ever happen? David James, yes. In Miami, he asked for an iPod from his house on Star Island. I drove it to his hotel and knocked. No answer. I had the key. I set up the room. Hey USA, what did you see? David James, Cassie on the bed. David James, there was another person who sort of scurried away and the shower was on. I thought Mr. Combs was in there. Hey USA, how was she sleeping? David James, on her back. Diddy's lawyer, objection. Judge, sustained. Hey USA, what about the other person? David James. He was about 5'8" with long hair and a large endowment. He scurried away. Damn, he said the nigga was packing. God damn. Hey USA, did you ask anything? David James, I wasn't hired to ask about their personal affairs. Hey USA, did you ever pick up drugs for Mr. Combs? David James, yes. Percocets at a pharmacy, sometimes in my name. Hey USA, did you give him permission to use your name? David James, I don't recall that. Hey USA, was there a drug dealer? David James, yes, one stop. Hey USA, he met with a lot of people. David James, yes. Even former presidents. What the fuck? Hey USA, which one? David James, former President Barack Obama. Damn, they throwing Obama in the mix? Ah, damn, he don't give a fuck who he tell on. Hey USA, what was your understanding would have happened if you hadn't done these things? Combs' lawyer, objection. Sustained. Hey USA, did you ever take ecstasy? David James, yes. I was drinking Ciroc. I took ecstasy. I was Diddy bopping. Come on now. Hey USA, what do you mean? David James, I was vibing. Hey USA, did you speak with Mr. Combs about it? David James, he was reviewing footage of the party. David James, we have a videographer who filmed the parties. He asked me, hey Playboy, was that you dancing around that party? I said yes. And he said, I'm going to keep the video in case I ever need it. Whoa, he blackmailing this motherfucker, huh? Okay. AUSA, meaning David James, that I'd be embarrassed. AUSA, did anything ever go missing? David James, they said a bracelet was missing. Uncle Paulie came to my hotel room and searched my belongings and those of my girlfriend at the time. AUSA, could you have said no? Agnophilia, which is Combs' lawyer. Objection. Judge. Move on. AUSA, did you ever had to take a lie detector test? David James. Yes. AUSA, who was present? David James. Just me and this gentleman. It was very intimidating. They put monitors on my head, my chest, and my hand. A USA, could you refuse? A, not to keep my job. A USA, did that happen again? David James, yes, when Mr. Combs said a watch of his had been stolen. A USA, what was the result? David James, the gentleman told me I seemed nervous. I said, sure I am. David James, once Capricorn Clark had to take a lie detector to prove she wasn't a part of the heist of Mr. Combs' jewelry. A USA, was there an incident at Mel's Diner with Suge Knight? David James, yes. I drove the Silver Navigator to get cheeseburgers there. D-Rock said, that's motherfucking Suge Knight. He went over and said, what's up? Suge didn't recognize him. D-Rock said, I'm Biggie's boy. A USA, what happened next? David James, we noticed 4 black SUVs to different sides of the parking lot. David James, I saw someone hand Suge Knight a gun. D-Rock said, we gotta get out of here. We drove back to the house. A USA, what did you find there? David James, Cassie was crying. Mr. Combs got into the vehicle. I saw 3 guns on his lap. David James, I felt calm because we'd been in a silver vehicle, now a black one. They wouldn't see us coming. A USA, what did you find at Mel's Diner? David James, Suge Knight had left. Mr. Combs said, drive around the block. A USA, what did you decide? David James, to leave the company. They offered me other positions, but I just wanted to leave. My life was at risk. A USA, no further questions. Judge, Mr. Agnifilio, you didn't tell all this the first time. David James, they told me to stop, to not say anything that would incriminate me. Agnifilio, look at the notes from your interview. Read it to yourself, then look up at me. David James, okay. Agnifilio, which is Diddy's lawyer, how'd you recognize Suge Knight? David James, I listen to hip hop. I was just trying to say all black people the same, motherfucker. Combs' lawyer, were you drinking or smoking pot? David James, no sir. Combs' lawyer, your mind was clear. David James, as clear as it could be. Working 20 hours a week at 4 a.m. Slave mission. Agnifilio, D-Rock opens the door. Suge Knight is a few cars over. Window open, says David James. D-Rock says, I'm Biggie's boy. Then Suge recognizes him, gives him a dab. Diddy's lawyer, what's a dab? David James, a handshake. Diddy's lawyer, did you leave D-Rock at the diner? Why are you smiling? David James, because that's a crazy question. Why would I? Combs' lawyer, didn't you leave D-Rock at the diner? David James, that makes no sense. Combs' lawyer, I'm not asking what makes sense. I'm asking, did you? David James, no. Diddy's lawyer, you saw Cassie and Mr. Combs? David James, yes, Mr. Combs told me to drive. Diddy's lawyer, you didn't know where Mr. Combs got the guns, do you? David James, I didn't know we had guns until then. Diddy's lawyer, have you ever been in a situation like that? David James, no. Diddy's lawyer, you didn't say I don't want to drive the Suge Knight with guns? No. Diddy's lawyer, what exactly did you do before you got this job? David James, I was a door-to-door salesman, then personal assistant. Diddy's lawyer, now you were going with guns to confront someone. David James, it was not ideal. Diddy's lawyer, you knew how to get to Mel's Diner, right? David James, I frequent there all the time. Agnifilio, Diddy's lawyer. You've never seen guns before, right? David James, no. Diddy's lawyer, this is a radical departure from your job description. Is that an understatement? David James, it's the understatement of the day so far. Oh, he talking slick. Agnifilio, do you have immunity? David James, ask my lawyer. I have some kind of offer or agreement. Agnifilio, proffer. All right, let's stop real quick. So they giving all these motherfuckers proper agreements to tell on Diddy. So even though they are in the middle and in the midst of all of these crimes, all right, it don't matter. They could get up there, make testimonies. They damn near got immunity from these proffer agreements. So they're going to cook Diddy. Let's continue. Diddy's lawyer, you didn't tell anyone about this? David James, only my wife. Diddy's lawyer, did you meet with the government this morning? David James, yes, briefly. About what might come up and cross. Diddy's lawyer, did Mel's Diner incident come up? David James, not that I recall. Diddy's lawyer, it's this morning. What did you talk about? David James, your style. Ha ha ha. Oh, he's a funny motherfucker. Diddy's lawyer, I'm dying to ask what they said, but I won't. Diddy's lawyer, I have a few more mundane questions. David James, I love mundane questions. Oh man, this nigga David James is going crazy on the stand. Diddy's lawyer, where did you travel with Mr. Combs? David James, Ibiza, London, Saint-Tropez. Diddy's lawyer, were these vacations? David James, business oriented. Diddy's lawyer, what were you hired as? David James, personal liaison, but I was a personal assistant. Diddy's lawyer, he met a high level roster of people? David James, second understatement of the day. Diddy's lawyer, why? David James, he met with the who's who. Diddy's lawyer, it was important that he be prepared for these meetings, right? David James, yes. Diddy's lawyer, it was important that he be on time? David James, no. We change meetings to fit this schedule all the time when he didn't want to show up at a certain time. Diddy's lawyer, he had security because people wanted to touch him, right? David James, yes, in the airport, in McDonald's. Diddy's lawyer, was he gracious? David James, I don't think gracious is a word I'd use from Sean Combs. Diddy's lawyer, did he sign autographs? He said no. Diddy's lawyer, you said he'd stay in the studio until 3 or 4 a.m. and you'd stay with him. David James, yes, it was common. Diddy's lawyer, what sort of things would he want to always have with him? David James, ketchup, for example. The fuck you need ketchup for? Whatever. Diddy's lawyer, did you know he put applesauce on his cheeseburgers? David James, no, but I knew he likes applesauce. Diddy's lawyer, he liked Astroglide, condoms, and baby oil, but you didn't expense it through the business? David James, usually not. Okay, I don't know what that means, but let's continue. David James, I was told he didn't want to run them through the company. He didn't want a record of them. Diddy's lawyer, when you bought the 8-ball of Coke, they getting spicy now. When you bought the 8-ball of Coke on Saint-Tropez, you didn't tell Mr. Combs, did you? David James, he was asleep. Combs' lawyer, tell me about your relationship with Roger Bonds. David James, we talked about Bad Boy as a family, as a staff, and a motherfucking record label. No. Diddy's lawyer, what do you mean? David James, Mama Combs called me her son many times. And you up here fucking testifying about her fucking son. You nasty fucking white boy. Diddy's lawyer, what was the mission? David James, make sure he's happy. Diddy's lawyer, Was it fun? David James. I enjoyed it from time to time. Diddy's lawyer. What was your relationship with Chef Jordan? Oh, now we getting into the chef, y'all. I think she coming up today too. We gonna get into that. David James, professional. Diddy's lawyer. Did you choke her? David James, no. AUSA, objection. Judge, sidebar. Combs lawyer. Tell me what happened. David James. We were on Star Island. She told me where to take him. I grabbed her two wrists and said, stay in your fucking lane. Agnophilia. Was there a fallout? David James. It was reported to corporate headquarters. Mr. Combs called me in. David James. Mr. Combs told me you can't be putting your hands on women. He told me to give her a gift. Diddy's lawyer. What did you give her? David James. I rolled up a blunt and gave it to her. Diddy's lawyer. Did she like it? David James. It appears she did. All right, hold up. I'm a bit confused, y'all. I thought Diddy was the one that put his hands on her, but all right, let's continue. Diddy's lawyer. You were in a car with Mr. Combs and who? David James. Chris Lighty. Damn, what the fuck y'all bringing Chris Lighty up for? He dead. Agnophilia. You have taken ecstasy? David James. I'd party, sure. Oh, if you was with Diddy, you was partying, okay? Diddy's lawyer. What were things like in the studio? Drugs? David James. Yes. It's a creative environment. David James. I didn't smoke when working with Mr. Combs. Diddy's lawyer. But he caught you smoking once. David James. I thought he was in for the light. I lit up. He came out. He said, what are you doing? I said, nothing. David James. He said, if you're man enough to smoke, you're man enough to tell me. I said, okay, I'm smoking. He said, if I did it again, he'd fire me. Combs lawyer. How about when you picked up two prostitutes and had sex with one? AUSA. Objection. 403. Or is it 304? Judge. Overruled. David James. She asked for $200. I called Bonds and asked, what the hell? She asked to take a shower. I said, that's $200. Laughter. Combs lawyer. On that note, no further questions. Oh man, this shit is getting crazy. Judge. Redirect. AUSA. What about the incident in Alpine, New Jersey? David James. To file a police report and say that Chef Jordan had been the aggressor, but I didn't file it. I drove around and told him I'd made the report. AUSA. What have we asked you to do? David James. Tell the truth. AUSA. Nothing further. Recross. Combs' lawyer. You lied to Mr. Combs about filing a police report? David James. Yes. Diddy's lawyer. Nothing further. Could we have a break? Whew. Okay. That is a lot to unpack. That is a fucking lot to unpack, people. Huh? I mean, let's be real. David James might have left Bad Boy in 2009, but that little motherfucker brought receipts in 2025. Yeah. And whether you think this motherfucker brave for being a witness, or you think he just finally tired of serving Ciroc at freak-offs, one thing for sure, these walls is closing in on my boy, Brother Love. Let's leave some comments, man. Let me know what y'all think. We gonna keep covering this, man. We gonna keep covering this shit, man. All right, I'm out. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.